Okay, so my name is Jennifer, and I want to talk about not being selfish. As we all know, a politician was shot in Arizona over the weekend, and it's a tragedy, and the person who shot her is a very disturbed individual. And there's a lot of talk around about who's responsible, and the guy who shot her is responsible. Let's just clear that up and get that out of the way. But there's some other issues that really are relevant, and they have to do with people's selfishness. Last summer, during the healthcare debate and issues related to that, people were showing up at town hall meetings with guns, open carry guns. Militiamen were coming with their guns, and they have a right to carry their guns, but that doesn't mean that they should. And again, this is coming back to selfishness. In America, we've all agreed to be part of a community that elects our leaders by vote. We don't use violence to settle political disputes. That's part of what our agreement is as a community of Americans. And while you might have a right to carry a gun to a political rally, it's bad form to do so. And it's very, very selfish to do so, because the fact is that political leaders do get shot. And the police at an event don't know whether you're crazy or not. I mean, they're not psychic. They can't read your mind. They don't know that you're one of the good guys. So even though you know you're not planning to shoot anybody, no one else there knows that you're not planning to shoot someone. So to carry a gun basically means that you're making extra work for the police because they have to watch you in addition to everybody else. You're intimidating your fellow Americans, which is uncool, seriously uncool, because they don't know that you're not planning to use the gun. And it's unnecessary. You know, you're part of a community. Man up. Don't bring your gun. It's as simple as that. Yeah, you have a right to, but it's selfish of you to bring your gun. It's just selfish of you. So stop being selfish and be responsible to the other people that you consider to be Americans with you. Even if you don't consider them to be Americans, they are, so man up. The other thing I think that people are selfish about is obviously the use of rhetoric. I think everybody who is sane knows that Sarah Palin was using rhetoric when she targeted certain districts for competition, you know, that she wanted those to go Republican. She thought they were vulnerable and could be turned Republican, and that's fine. And I think most people knew that the targets were meant rhetorically. She was targeting those districts, not for people to be shot, but to do that. The problem is that not everybody's sane. And there are people out there that take those sorts of things literally and not metaphorically. And again, I think this comes back to the issue of selfishness. Going back to the healthcare debate, right? Everybody agreed, all the politicians out there agreed on 90% of that bill. And there was 10% that they didn't agree on. But you wouldn't know that from the debate, because the side that didn't want the bill was talking about the bill in apocalyptic terms. And to me, that just needs to stop. That's irresponsible. And it's selfish. You're trying to make your point in apocalyptic ways. You need to expect that there's unstable people out there that are not going to understand that your apocalyptic language is meant metaphorically. That the world's not coming to an end just because a bill was passed, 90% of which you agreed with. And the 10% you didn't agree with is not that big a deal, really. So I think, you know, Jon Stewart's hit it right. We need to tone it down a notch. And yes, you have free speech. You can make your point however you want to make it. But don't be selfish. You know, we're in this together. If we're going to maintain a democracy that elects people via ballot and not by bullets, which is mob rule, and I don't want that, then we all need to take responsibility on ourselves to not be selfish about what we need and think about what the needs of our society is in terms of how we debate the issues. Most of the stuff that comes up is not apocalyptic. It's just not. you know? It's just not. So don't be selfish about the language you use, and don't be selfish about your need to bring a gun to a political rally. Those are selfish acts, you know? Be responsible about how you talk about the issues. Be responsible about how you choose to participate in our democracy, and don't threaten people, you know, because your intention of bringing a gun might not be to threaten your neighbors, but that's what you're doing. You're threatening your neighbors, and that's uncool. So don't be selfish. Participate willingly and happily and collaboratively with your fellow citizens, and stop with the apocalyptic rhetoric that's scaring the crap out of people. Just saying.